It begins with a single, echoing note in the silent vacuum of space, a place where darkness extends without limit. In this infinite night, our attention focuses on a star system over 600 light-years from Earth, a realm observed by NASA's Kepler Space Telescope back in 2011. That year, excitement reached a fever pitch among astronomers when a faint dip in the star's light indicated the presence of a planet in the habitable zone, Kepler 22b. At first glance, the discovery seemed like a routine success for the Kepler mission, a slightly larger-than-Earth world orbiting a sun-like star, promising conditions that could potentially support liquid water. But in the depths of cosmic space, reality can prove far stranger than any scientific summary. Thus began rumors that the data from Kepler 22b held unexplained fluctuations, tiny signals that baffled conventional models. What if those anomalies hinted at something more disturbing than a mere habitable exoplanet? Picture a planet primarily covered in oceans, suspended in a delicate cosmic balance. Imagine waters so vast they extend beyond any horizon we know, churning in eternal twilight. On one side, the planet faces its star in ceaseless daylight, its endless waters brimming with energy and chaotic weather. On the other side, eternal darkness reigns, a region seldom warmed by starlight, if at all. Along the narrow band between brightness and shadow, the planet's terminator, a world emerges of half light, half gloom, perpetually locked in conflict between day and night. The notion that life might persist within these conditions fascinated exobiologists, but stories soon circulated of deeper mysteries. Faint whispers in the raw data, unusual dips not explained by the planet alone, as if something else was lurking there. Some called them reading errors, others speculated about a hidden cosmic intelligence sending cryptic signals. For years, scientists quietly debated whether the official story omitted vital clues. Kepler 22b's official profile said it might be a water world, a planet with a significant portion of its mass in liquid form. Over time, stargazers referred to it as an ocean planet, potentially lacking solid land altogether. But behind that bland description lay more imaginative, even terrifying, speculation. A planet of unending ocean could harbor anomalies beneath the surface, massive marine labyrinths, relics of a bygone age, or living ecosystems that evolved in conditions unimaginable on Earth. The gravitational forces might be stronger than ours. Some estimates placed it at double or triple Earth gravity, though others thought it might be less. Data was limited, leaving plenty of space for whispered rumors of underwater civilizations or monstrous life forms shaped by crushing pressure. In hushed corners of the scientific community, they murmured about the possibility of haunted oceans, stirring with ancient secrets. If the planet truly housed extensive oceans, the chemistry could be novel. Suppose, for instance, that certain minerals or compounds on Kepler 22b dissolve into the water, imparting an otherworldly glow or coloring. Some researchers, extrapolating from Earth's deep ocean vents, guessed that entire networks of tube-like structures or basalt columns could line the ocean floor. Could any advanced species there, long vanished, have left behind unimaginable architecture in the darkest underwater trenches? A small fraction of the planet's territory might be ephemeral archipelagos, a cluster of rocky outcrops near the day-night boundary. Perhaps these seldom visited islands cradle ancient ruins or crumbling spires from an epoch lost to cosmic time, battered by unrelenting storms that tear across a planet balanced on a razor's edge of perpetual chaos. Now, consider the dark side of Kepler 22b, locked away from the star's direct illumination. There, an unbroken night spans the entire hemisphere. Temperatures plummet, oceans freeze or form viscous slush, and creatures adapted to total blackness might lurk among labyrinthine crevices. This environment recalls the pitch-black depths of Earth's oceanic trenches, except on a planetary scale, overshadowing anything in Earth's evolutionary record. Some Earth-like deep-sea critters rely on chemical energy from hydrothermal vents, forging entire ecosystems in darkness. Kepler 22b's night side could parallel that logic, except ramped up to extremes. Over eons, life might have specialized in unbelievably exotic ways, glowing tendrils that sense faint movements or giant, translucent predators shaped by monstrous gravitational forces. They might utilize bioluminescence not merely for display, but as a form of navigation or communication in an eternal gloom. Curiously, as data on Kepler 22b proliferated, an elusive pattern began appearing in certain spectral analyses, possibly a cyclical fluctuation akin to heartbeats. Some astrosleuths proposed it to be a natural phenomenon, e.g., resonant wave patterns induced by the planet's star or gravitational tug from hidden moons. Others advanced a more unsettling explanation. Maybe it was an engineered broadcast. If a once-advanced race had perished, could these be the residual pings of a planetary distress beacon, echoing into the cosmic void? Or, in more imaginative circles, the possibility emerged that it wasn't a distress call at all, but a sinister cosmic siren, a cursed warning that spelled doom for any travelers lured by it. Stories of a haunted exoplanet soon circulated among Earth-based explorers, though overshadowed by more conventional theories. Yet the rumors remained unstoppable. Talk of suboceanic cities, glimpses of half-buried monoliths, and monstrous marine leviathans. Skeptics called these tales baseless fantasies, but an undercurrent of believers insisted they had found subtle but telling anomalies in the data, patterns that matched no known cosmic signal, and which they believed originated from an ancient intelligence. In the hush of late-night discussion boards, a theory formed that Kepler 22b had once been home to a civilization that soared too high and fell to cosmic wrath. Some stories said they tried harnessing the planet's extremes, maybe bridging day and night with grand energy harvesters, only for some cataclysm to obliterate them. Others speculated about wars waged by beasts from the dark side. On Earth, speculating about traveling to Kepler 22b became a moot point because it is located 635 light-years away, requiring near eternity to reach with current technology. Even with theoretical nuclear or antimatter propulsion that might cut journeys to centuries or millennia, the prospect is unnerving. Humans exploring Kepler 22b would face life in a vessel older than any civilization's recorded history by the time they arrived. The concept alone conjures images of generation ships passing down stories of their mission, losing contact with Earth, and arriving at a planet that might be drastically changed from their original data. Imagine them landing on an oceanic surface blanketed by swirling storms, uncertain of whether to anchor in the blazing day side or attempt to drift near the twilight zone. They'd confront unimaginable water column depths, pressures that could crush standard submersibles. Lurking within those hidden depths, if legends ring true, might be creatures or structures capable of destroying an unwary landing party. The mental images become more chilling when factoring in the planet's rumored watchers. A few astrophysicists, rummaging through partial transmissions or anomalies, raised a possibility that some dark living species endured, evolving in shadow. This overshadowed side of the planet, with its thick ice or roiling black waters, might hide beings that have never known sunlight, their forms unknown to imagination. Could these watchers, perhaps telepathic or gifted with advanced technology, sense Earth's remote curiosity? Might their cryptic signals be an invitation or a lure? The idea stirs cosmic horror reminiscent of H.P. Lovecraft's old stories, except transposed onto a large exoplanet hundreds of light-years away. While the mainstream astronomy community mostly dismissed these sinister narratives, a few found them too persistent to ignore. One unverified rumor told of an abnormal dip in the star's brightness that did not match normal planetary transits, as if a large structure with a distinctive shape was crossing the star. Could it be a spacefaring vessel or a colossal artifact? With no direct confirmations available, the rumor sank into an ever-growing pool of cosmic speculation. Another lesser-known piece of alleged evidence was the so-called Terminator glow, an unexplained luminescence along the day-night boundary. Some proposed it was an ionospheric phenomenon, but others whispered that it was an artificial luminous barrier erected by a vanished species. In the face of such strange possibilities, a wave of interest in astroarchaeology blossomed, an interdisciplinary field bridging exoplanet detection, anthropology, and theoretical xenobiology. If we truly consider the potential of a lost civilization, how would we glean evidence? The best approach might be scanning for unusual chemical signatures in the planet's atmosphere. Some hope to detect industrial byproducts, for instance. However, no conclusive data emerged, leaving the matter in limbo. Meanwhile, cosmic signals continued faintly, perhaps repetitive or cyclical, fueling the sense that the planet itself might be broadcasting an archaic lament. Besides the inherent mysteries, the concept of a haunted oceanic planet resonates with fundamental existential fears. Water worlds on Earth can be terrifying enough, especially in deep ocean trenches where darkness, pressure, and bizarre creatures abound. Scale that up to an entire exoplanet permanently locked in a slow spin, with half bathed in endless sunlit storms and the other half steeped in zero light, and you approach the very edges of comprehension. For life to flourish, if it does, it must exhibit unimaginable resilience, possibly merging mechanical and biological elements, forging strange symbiotic relationships in an environment that defies earthly logic. Explorers, even the hypothetical ones armed with future tech, would step onto, or sail upon, a world rife with illusions, ephemeral lights, and echoing roars. Every ripple might hide a monstrous unknown. Every shadowed ruin might spawn nightmarish shapes. Despite all the fear and caution, the planet's mesmerizing allure persists. Countless times in human history, we have been drawn to the unknown precisely because it unsettles us. The impetus behind cosmic exploration echoes that. We know it's fraught with danger, but curiosity and ambition push us to decipher the secrets. In the case of Kepler 22b, the impetus would be unstoppable if we possessed the means to go. Could we resist the chance to unearth a star-faring civilization's lost archives or rummage among sunken relics loaded with advanced technology? The question is if any ephemeral treasure is worth the hazard of awakening cosmic nightmares. As with many stories of cosmic terror, we remain anchored in the safe vantage of Earth, gleaning incomplete data from telescopes that read ephemeral hints. Official statements maintain that Kepler 22b is simply a super-Earth, presumably watery, requiring more study. But among more imaginative circles, the legends persist, an entire cursed exoplanet, teeming with spectral phantoms, cryptic watchers, and drowned wonders. The difference between official astronomy and cosmic horror is only perspective, depending on whether you interpret anomalies as simple measurement noise or as glimpses of unearthly truths. If the day ever comes that humanity builds starships that can cross hundreds of light years in feasible time spans, the prime directive might be caution. As explorers approach Kepler 22b, they might see a swirling vortex of storm clouds overhead, ephemeral greenish-blue glows in the depths below, and the planet's star shining unwaveringly behind them. The explorers would recall the old stories of watchers, of twisted biology, of resonant pulses. Setting foot in that dim Terminator zone, they would sense a hush, as if the planet watches them back. And perhaps, in that hush, they would hear faint echoes of calls from another epoch, or see apparitions among submerged columns carved with cryptic glyphs. In the final analysis, Kepler 22b serves as a parable of cosmic wonder and dread. It is a reminder that nature can be magnificent and terrifying in the same breath, that oceans can cradle life or secrets beyond our capacity to handle. The rumors about watchers, lost temples, and haunted signals stand as the imaginative flourish that transfigures raw data into a Gothic tapestry of interstellar myth. For now, we remain spectators, separated by hundreds of light years. But as technology continues to develop, perhaps we will glean more specific atmospheric readings or glimpses of surface anomalies. Each new data point might corroborate or dispel the enthralling hypothesis of a planet teeming with unspeakable wonders. Until then, we are left with questions. Do we truly want to unlock the secrets of a planet rumored to carry vestiges of cosmic horror? Is ignorance safer? Or should humankind's unstoppable quest for knowledge override all caution? And if we do unravel the truth behind Kepler 22b, will we find only scientific revelations, or a cautionary lesson reminiscent of archaic, legendary nightmares? In the background, the lonely beep of a distant telescope array pulses softly against the cosmic static, an echo of that initial star dip discovered in 2011. The official Kepler data stands as a testament to how the simplest sign, a minor dimming of starlight, can spawn entire new worlds in our imagination. The planet is real, yes. Whether it truly harbors monstrous oceans and haunted ruins is something best left to further measurement, or perhaps to the daring explorers of a future epoch who might brave the interstellar dark. Their fate, whether triumphant discovery or cosmic dread, will rest on the fundamental truth that the cosmos is far from tame. Thus the story of Kepler 22b, life on a haunted exoplanet, ends not with a resolution but with an invitation to wonder. It calls on us to peer into the shadows of the unknown and to accept that what lies beyond Earth may be as captivating and terrifying as any myth or legend. If you found this journey through cosmic gloom and speculation riveting, consider sharing it with fellow dreamers. Subscribe to the idea that the universe brims with secrets, both wondrous and haunting. And above all, keep looking up at the skies, for each star could be the home to a saga as intricate and unsettling as the one we envision on Kepler 22b. Our cosmos is vast, full of marvels and horrors, and every bit of data gleaned from the ephemeral starlight might one day unravel truths that defy our present imagination. For now, we remain on Earth, guarded by a star we know intimately. Yet the cosmic ocean beckons, and in the uncharted corners of that vast domain, nightmares and revelations alike await.